Iraqi government forces have scored a major victory over ISIS, taking control of the central government complex in the key city of Ramadi today. Now, some Iraqi officials are calling Ramadi liberated. Others are saying, though, ISIS is still defending control of certain neighborhoods throughout the city. Secretary of Defense Ash Carter made the following statement, quote, "The expulsion of ISIL by Iraqi security forces, supported by our international coalition, is a significant step forward in the campaign to defeat this barbaric group and restore Iraq's territorial sovereignty." Joining me now, Fox News military analyst Captain Chuck Nash. Pete Hegseth is back as well. Captain Nash, we had the Battle of Ramadi 2004, the second Battle of Ramadi 2006, and I guess this will be the third Battle of Ramadi. Can they secure it and keep it this time?
I'm hopeful that they can, Charles, and the reason is because the tide washed up, as you pointed out, twice before and receded. So to bring the Sunni tribes back, and that's the real story in this, not that our special forces were able to train up the Iraqi regular forces, but that we were able to bring back, and there must have been a political deal somewhere, to bring the Sunni tribes back and put them in the tip of the spear. That, to me, is the main element of this, and if that's the case, then a deal has been cut and the Sunni will take over their lands, but it better come with some autonomy and a real voice in the government in Baghdad.
Captain Nash, why is it so important that the Sunni tribes are so involved in this? What's the key to that?
The thing that can't be lost in all of what's happened in Iraq is the fact that when Saddam Hussein fell and the Baathists and the Sunni minority that had been ruling over the Shia majority had abused that majority for some period of time. As soon as Saddam fell and Iranian-backed Shia governments took over, they sought revenge back against the Sunni. And what they need to understand, and they probably have at this point, otherwise we wouldn't see the Sunni tribes back into this, is that if they're to preserve the nation state of Iraq, there has to be Kurdish autonomy, Sunni autonomy, and Shia autonomy, and they all have to learn to get along or the whole thing's going to fly apart.
I guess, Pete, ISIS has always been able to exploit that, but I think what makes the casual observer somewhat nervous is the notion that Ramadi was taken by 600 ISIS, whatever you want to call them, rebels, terrorists, whatever, and maintained by just 300 of them against a surrounding force of 10,000 Iraqi soldiers for 7 months. And it wasn't until we intervened, got the Sunnis involved. Can we adequately train these Iraqi forces to defend themselves?
The question is, will they feel like we're remaining committed to them as well? I mean, when you're fighting an enemy that's so determined, willing to die, dug in on an ideology, and you're fighting against a force that's poorly paid, maybe doesn't feel a connection to the central government, maybe at the last minute they did include the Sunni tribes, which would be a good development, but it's not necessarily a recipe for holding Ramadi, and it's not clear that they even hold the city. But at some point, they
have to know we're going to leave. I mean,
that's right.
I mean, the last time they were overrun, they were running down the street, taking off the uniforms.
And I don't apologize for that one bit, but this is a long-term fight. These things take time. We expect an army to be raised and then capable immediately without American air support. That's why so many people were talking about a residual commitment over years. Not so we can nation build in Iraq, but so that we can stand alongside forces that will still fragile by nature. Right. With a little bit of American support, could have beaten back that ISIS advance. We retreated and gave away key cities.
Well, hopefully this time it'll stick.